It is Saturday morning around 10 a.m. right now. We did hit probably 6 garage sales this morning. We did not buy anything. There was nothing worth buying at any sale. They were either overpriced items or just items that weren't any good for reselling, like home decor, those kind of sales. So kind of a bummer on sales this morning, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. It's a good thing that we had such good luck yesterday with the Clock Tower 2 PS1 game, the PSP for 20 bucks, the Legos, the Funkos. What a great day yesterday was. And right now we are heading to Alhambra, Illinois, a very small town, I believe. There's just one gas station because the seller said, "I'll meet you at the gas station." There's only one in the city. So a tiny town. I'm meeting him there to buy $800 worth of video game consoles and games. I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what's there. He didn't send me pictures of everything, but he listed off, I think, 3 Dreamcast, an N64, Blue Vita, Super Nintendo, I think, a Wii games, Super Nintendo games, NES games, and then an Atari Lynx, which I have never had before. I've never even seen it. I had to look it up. And if it's in working condition, which he said he's not sure, but it has about 10 games with it, so that might make up for if it's not working. But if it's in working condition and the games work, I'm pretty sure this could be pretty valuable because I looked up a couple of the games only and they were about 30 bucks. So we're heading there right now. It's about a 2-hour round trip. I will show you guys everything I got when I leave the gas station, and then we'll review it when I get home. But hopefully everything looks good. And you know, that's always something when you go to buy stuff like this, you want to take a good look at it when you get there, just to make sure it's not like all junk or messed up or whatever it may be. Because, you know, I'd rather waste the 2-hour round trip than go buy a bunch of junk just because I made the trip. So just something to think about when you do things like this, but I will see you when I get everything. All right, we're pulling into the gas station here. The seller said that he's going to be a couple minutes late, which is fine. He actually lives like an hour further away from me, but he said he was going to be here for, I don't know exactly for what, maybe a family thing or something. So it really worked out that he was able to meet me here instead of having to drive the extra hour or so. So we are at the ZX in Alhambra, and let's see when he gets here. All right, so we got everything. Let's just take a quick look at some of the stuff in the tubs, and then when we get home, we'll look at everything. All right, so here's everything. There's 2 big tubs and a brown paper bag with a 360. So we've got the Wii in here. In here, we've got a Sega CD, another Genesis, 2 NESs, an N64, 2 Super Nintendos. There's 3 Dreamcasts down here. Then there's, like I said, the Xbox 360. There are some sealed games in here, so that is awesome. Forza Motorsport 4. That one could be decent sealed. Metal Gear Solid 5. Call of Duty Ghosts. And Call of Duty Ghosts. So, yep, sealed stuff in there, so that's cool. Probably not like super valuable, but that is cool to see. We'll add a little bit of value. And then in here, we got Genesis controllers, manual. Here's the Vita, which is in pretty good shape. It's got a grip. I know the actual PlayStation grips go for like 50 bucks, so this one's probably not as much. Then we've got the Atari Lynx in here with the case. Let's see what this looks like. It actually looks pretty decent. So let's hope that works when we power it on. But Game Boys, games, F-Zero, complete in box. That is cool. I didn't know that had a box. So Game Shark with the box. Awesome stuff. So again, 800 bucks. Let's get home, take it all out, and see how it looks. We are on the way home from the video game pickup. The seller told me that he still has other stuff like in his attic or storage somewhere. They recently moved. I think he said he had some Sega CD games, which those would be awesome to get. And then he just told me that he probably has about the same amount of stuff that I just got still left somewhere in his house, in his attic, or I don't know. But I'm gonna message him probably in a few weeks or whatever and ask if he had a chance to go through anything. And he also mentioned that if something's missing from the tub, like a power cable or whatever, that he'll ship it to me. I'm probably not going to do that because we already made the deal. You know, it's a Facebook deal, and what you buy and walk away with is what you get. But really cool of him to offer that up, and that gives me some hope for him finding the rest of the stuff and contacting me and selling it to me. So let's get home again and let's see what we got. All right, I wanted to jump in here because I lost probably 30 seconds of footage between being in the car and setting up the tables. But basically, it was just me describing that we're going to set up a few tables and show off everything that we got. And let's do that now and start with... Okay, so we'll start off with the Atari Lynx. We have tested this and tested all of the games. Everything is in working condition, which is awesome because the seller added on 100 bucks to take this because he wasn't sure if it was in working condition. And we've got 12 games here. Some of these go for like $20 to $30. The Lynx is probably going to be worth about $250 because it's in working condition. And we also have the bag with it, so that's awesome. Next, we've got different Game Boys. So we've got the original Game Boy here. We've got a Game Boy Color, the Atomic Purple, I think, a red Game Boy Pocket, and a Game Boy Advance. So awesome Game Boys. And then to go with the Game Boy, we have Zelda, Oracle of Seasons. Next up, we've got the PS Vita. It's blue. It does function, and we have the Nyko power grip with it, so that's awesome. And it came with Final Fantasy X and a micro SD PSV adapter. So I haven't seen one of these, but that's cool to see. Next up, we have Wii. So we've got a nunchuck here, a Wii console, the power cords, and the controller. And then we have Super Paper Mario, which is sealed. I did not expect this to be sealed, but since it's sealed, it's worth about 50 bucks. That is awesome to see. And there are some more sealed games to come up soon. We got Mortal Kombat Armageddon, Harry Potter, and Zelda Skyward Sword. And then for the last bit of stuff, we've got Super Nintendo on the table. 2 consoles. One of them is very yellowed and discolored. This one looks to be in pretty good shape. 3 controllers. 2 of them are off-brand. One's a fighter pad. And then some games. So pretty good games here. We've got Zelda Link to the Past. We've got Final Fantasy II, which is about 50 bucks. We've got Secret of Mana, 50 bucks. We've got Super Mario RPG, almost 100 bucks. Super Mario World, not too good, 20 bucks or so. Super Mario All-Stars, about 20 to 25. Not sure about Yoshi's Island. James Pond, I've never seen that, but it's kind of funny. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, Battle Clash, the Super Game Boy adapter, and we have the Game Genie video game enhancer, and this is worth about 30 to 35 bucks. So awesome to see in here. Great value in this lot. This might already make up our 800 bucks if everything's working. We've only tested the Vita and the Lynx, but I think pretty much everything's going to work because it was part of his collection. But let's move on to table 2. Great stuff here. Okay, so there were a couple things that we forgot in the last table. We got Metal Combat on the Super Nintendo, Caesar's Palace on the Game Boy, Sports Illustrated on the Game Boy, NFL Football, and Crazy Castle 3. Nothing too valuable in here, but just wanted to point that out. We have an Xbox 360 Slim with a 250 gigabyte hard drive and a controller. Then we've got 3 Dreamcast systems. One of them does have a bonus game over here. We've got Sonic Adventures, so that is awesome to find in there. That's probably a $20 to $30 disc. Then 2 controllers, and then 3 VMUs over here. So 2 gray ones and then a blue one. So awesome finds there. Next up, we're going with the Xbox 360 games. We've got a huge stack of pretty much non-valuable games that's going to be filler stuff. And then we have a couple more valuable ones I want to go through. We've got Never Dead. We've got Forza Motorsport 4 sealed. Call of Duty Ghosts sealed. Call of Duty Ghosts sealed again. Metal Gear Solid 5 sealed. And then Lost Odyssey is not sealed, but I think it's decently valuable, so I wanted to throw it in here. Next up, we've got the Nintendo 64 with the expansion pack, one controller, a Rumble pack, and then Rogue Squadron, Beetle Adventure Racing, and Episode 1 Racer. And then we have a complete inbox F-Zero X, which is awesome. I think this is like $100. So we've got everything here that goes inside of it. Really good stuff. The box is in decent condition. I'd probably rate it like a 5 or 6 out of 10, but I'm happy with that. I didn't expect that to have a box. Then we've got a Game Shark Pro with the box. This is a version V3.3. I think that makes it a little bit more valuable than the earlier versions. And then to end off this table, we've got 3 NES consoles. One of them super yellowed, one has a sticker on it, and then this one's a little bit discolored. Hopefully they all work, but we will see. Next table is going to be the last table. Let's see what we got, but this is again. Okay, so we are back with table 3. This is the last of the stuff. It's a pretty small table, so we should breeze through this pretty quick. So let's start. We've got the NES games. We couldn't fit them on the table with the consoles, but we've got Tom and Jerry, Super Mario Bros. 2, Dragon Warrior, Gold Legend of Zelda cartridge, Double Dribble, Paperboy, Daydreamin' Davy. I did look this up. It's okay. It's like 25 bucks, I think. Dr. Mario, not too valuable. I'm not sure about Yoshi. I've never seen that. A Boy and His Blob. I actually just had this on Wii, so that's interesting to get on NES. And then Super Mario Bros. 3. So this is about 25 bucks, and then this is 25 bucks too. So just a couple of values there. We've got a couple instruction manuals for the Genesis, Sega CD, and then for the Genesis actually. And I forgot we've got Lion King on the Genesis here. We've got 4 Sega Genesis controllers, 2 Sega actual controllers, and then 2 high frequency off-brands. Then we've got a 16-bit Sega Genesis console. We've got a 32X, a 16-bit Sega Genesis, and a Sega CD. So no games, although the seller did tell me that he still had more games and stuff. So eventually he might message me and say he's got them and I can come pick them up, but we will see. So that's everything we got. Paid $800 for everything. I think it's going to be really awesome profit. Obviously haven't gone through and tested everything yet, but the Atari Lynx untested and then it's actually working is really promising. So awesome finds today. I appreciate everybody watching. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe if you want to see more content, and I will see you on the next video.